yes, nobody in this world, right, be it a woman or a man, we all have that support system. We all need that support system. And I am so grateful and fortunate to have so many women and men. My husband is my support system too, to be behind me, with me. And that is also one of the things that I wanted to mention through your part.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Deep Dive with Varuna. Today we have Sumiti Mehta. She is one of the board of directors on the National Women Political Caucus Sacramento and North Natomas JIBE. And she also serves on the NP3 School Board and several Natomas Unified School District committees. And along with that, she is the former first Indian woman appointed to the YPCE Commission for the City of Sacramento. That's a lot, Sumiti.
And you know what, I think we're missing one thing is that I was the first South Asian to run for office in the District 1 in Sacramento, which I think I did not share with you, but yes.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot. I'm pretty curious to know a lot about you. Okay, let's start about National Women Political Caucus Sacramento.
Okay.
Can you explain what they do?
Yes. So NWPC, the short form of National Women Political Caucus. It's a national organization out of DC, and we are a caucus in Sacramento chapter, the Sacramento chapter. And I was appointed as a board of directors by late Lauren Hammond and Karen Humphrey. I met them first when I ran for school board in 2020 and I was an endorsed candidate. So what NWPC does is it's a pro-choice grassroots membership organization which is dedicated to identifying, recruiting and training women candidates across the nation. So what we do in Sacramento chapter is we identify the women who are running or who want to run or want to serve on the commissions and the boards. We recruit them and we train them and give them the support and the help that they need to, cross the line.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Can you share your perspective of women in politics?
My perspective, I would not say it's just my perspective on politics, but I just want women to run for various boards or positions or campaigns for a seat, anything, coming out of their comfort zone, giving their perspective, because each one of us have a unique perspective to different things. Mm-hmm. And being in a country where right now it's rainbow of cultures and people, and what we gotta get into the table is different. Mm-hmm. And just being inclusive.
I came to know about a memoir that you have written. You're an author for that. It's a campaign that won hearts, not words. Votes. I would like to know more about your experience with that campaign.
Right. So what happened was I was, like I mentioned before, I was the first South Asian to run for the office in 2020 for the District 1. It takes a lot of courage, commitment and fortitude to run a campaign, and it's not an easy thing. Whether you win or you lose, there is a lot of time and effort into the campaign that goes from each candidate, right? For me, the reason for writing this memoir was to let people know that failure is a path of learning. We cannot, if we fail, it does not mean we should stop. That should be our beginning to the next step. So, and then when you run for an office, you build a movement. And when you build a movement, then you have people who are there with you. So it's not about you just running, it's about people who have come with you as a group who believe in your principles, who believe in what you believe in, to what makes a change, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that has been very important, and I wanted to have all those things, all those people who've been part of this campaign to be there, right? They should be mentioned, and it's going to be forever. So that was my purpose of writing the memoir.
Yeah. Do you have mentors who help you throughout your journey?
Yes. Nobody in this world, right? Be it a woman or a man, we all have that support system. We all need that support system. And I am so grateful and fortunate to have so many women and men. My husband is my support system too, to be behind me, with me. And that is also one of the things that I wanted to mention through your podcast, Varuna, is also that, we need to seek those mentorships and support system in us. For me, it was when it comes to politics, I think Senator Ashby, who is just appointed at the Senate in California for SD8, she was the first woman elected in 20 years to be on the Senate. She was the only woman for such a long time in the City of Council, Sacramento City of Council. She was the one who appointed me, and I was the first woman to be appointed on the YPCE Commission. Mm-hmm. And then when I was in the YPCE Commission, then I have Jackie and Shannon, Jackie's the director of YPCE department in City of Sacramento, and they're women too. Yeah. Working with them was amazing. And Senator Ashby was the one who encouraged me to run. And all this started way back in 2010 when we moved here to Sacramento with the community service. And that started with me volunteering in schools and then volunteering for various nonprofits. And getting into those was Rachel Minnick. Rachel was the one who, just started with me to help me and asked me, can you volunteer for this Reading Partners? And I said yes. And since then, there was no looking back. But all these women, they are in high positions, but there are so many peers who have been my support system, who have worked with me to get things done for the district, for the school, for the classrooms, like Sati, my friend Laura, all these people. We have done so many things together just to get things done in the classroom or have women more aware about all these things. Mm-hmm. And then I'm so fortunate right now with being on the board with JIBE. The executive director of JIBE is a woman too. Mm-hmm. And then with the NWPC, our president is Maria Hernandez. She's a woman. And then we have Karen Humphrey and Michelle, who are on the board of directors, but they're also part of the state caucus. Mm-hmm. So this is amazing to be surrounded by some amazing women who are so supportive of each other, who mentor and support and get things together.
Okay. You have been volunteering in the schools for several years. Why is it important to be a part of school PTA? Is it really important to be a part of school PTA and volunteering at our kids' school?
So, in my own opinion, in my perspective as a mom, and being on the school board or being involved with the school, I would say be involved in the school, even if you do not have time for being on the PTA, but be involved in your child's education, be involved in your child's classroom activities once in a while. And I know we are all working moms, but find out a way to always be connected to the teachers, to the school admin, in the ways that you can support or help them. Mm-hmm. In my situation, what I feel is that I don't know how it has helped my kids, but I think from my own experience as a mom and as a volunteer in schools, it does help my kids to interact with diverse background students. Mm-hmm. and learn their culture, and they can learn our culture. So there has been so many incidents where we have taken initiative. I have taken initiative with a couple of other parents to talk about Diwali in school, to help them talk about different cultures and aspects of festivals that they celebrate in their home, at their community, to bring it to the classroom so we all can celebrate everybody, right? So just trying to be more inclusive.
Okay.
And so, that's how diversity, inclusiveness, and then if we do all these things, there's always a sense of belonging that comes, right? So we want to cultivate and encourage the sense of belonging in every place to grow and to flourish and to be successful.
Okay, awesome. How do you manage serving on various boards and a full-time job and balancing home, managing home?
I know that's such a good question. How do I manage? If you ask my husband, probably he's gonna say, "Oh my gosh, do little less." But it's just that how we are. Like you, the same thing, right? Varuna, you have a full-time job, you have a baby, and you do the podcast, right? And we do podcasts with so many women. So it's the same thing. When you're passionate for something, you find time. And when you find time, you have to be true to what you are doing, right? So I have been appointed to these boards only because I was passionate about what they are into, right? So I found time. So all these boards, all of them do not have meetings during the mornings. They have things in the evenings, and it's not like always. So I know the deadlines for each thing that I have to do. I'm aware of that. And then I always have support of my husband and my kids. So they know if I have to do, they have to support me. So I think it's more of the love and support from each other that we have as a family as well. It just keeps me going. And when you are passionate about something, you find time.
Yeah.
You get to know things. So I think that just works.
Yeah. And can you share your experiences about engaging and involving in those boards?
Yes. With being appointed on the commission, so it was at that point of time it's Mayor Pro Tem Andrew Gashby who appointed me on the Youth Parks Commissioner, Youth Parks Community Enrichment Commission on the City of Sacramento, and I was the first Indian woman to be on that commission, and I think how I felt that it was beneficial for me, or it helped me with things, was I was really drawn to the youth programs that the City of Sacramento does. That could be a landscape and learning program, that could be the primetime teen program. So they always were in need of volunteers, always in need of mentors who could talk to these students, who could interview these students so that they can, pursue things. So I think that was a great experience. And being in NWPC, I'm on the endorsement committee with Annika, who's the chair of the endorsement committee. It's been such a great learning to have these women candidates interview to come for an endorsement, and then we always have a donation amount to give it towards to their campaign. And it's interesting to see, and it's heartwarming to see how many of these women are really passionate about their community, really passionate about people they want to serve, and what they need, the changes that they're working for. So I really think that it's great to serve and to interact with so many women who are actually wanting to go and change things that are around here right now.
Yeah, awesome. Are you this active when you're a little kid? Did you ever imagine yourself being a part of such a huge like communities and being involved in so many things?
So I don't know if I was, I'm a very extrovert person. I have always did the leadership things in school as well. So yes, I did not know that I would ever run for an office. I did not know that I would be called as a change maker. I did not know that people say that I inspire or influence people, but I do not know still that I do that. But yes, I did make conscious efforts to do a couple of things, which was like, I believed in myself. I did go out of my comfort zone for so many things, and I believed I can do it. I made sure that I embraced the diversity, which was in terms of being in school. I stay in 95834 zip code. That is one of the diverse zip code in USA, right? So we have schools which are totally diverse. So being in the school, helping in the school, making friends with students and their families, they all come from different backgrounds and cultures. So make that conscious effort with my kids to interact with them, embrace their cultures, and they embrace our cultures. Be open-ended, right? So we could have that sense of belonging. I made sure that I seek mentorship and support when needed. With the prime example is, having talked about in previous question about how Rachel Minnick, Angelique, Laura, Sati, Jackie, Sharon, all these women have been part of me going through this journey, embracing everything that comes, in the way, and getting that learning experience. You fail sometimes, you succeed, right? But it's just part of that learning. And then for me, I also think, and I think it's the same thing with you, Varuna, since the time I have been interacting, that we always are staying curious. Always are trying to learn. So I think that is also one of the very, very important points, is just staying curious about things, and yes, embracing failure as growth, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I feel like if you haven't tried anything, then you already failed, right?
Yes.
So,
That is true.
Any advice you have or you want to share for our viewers?
It's the same thing that I was telling right now. Believe in yourself, embrace the diversity and the inclusion. It's very, very important. That sense of belonging, everyone should have, no matter whether you're in a classroom, you're on a board, you're in an office. That sense of belonging, everybody should feel, and that can only happen if we embrace the diversity and the inclusion. That is the only way out. Trust yourself, believe in yourself. You want to embrace everything, you want to accept everything, but do not lose on yourself. Make sure that you have that belief in yourself, on your values, on your passions, everything.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting episode, Sumiti. Thank you very much for the power-packed answers and your experiences.
Thank you so much, Varuna. Thank you for having me.